Hello, this is WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley, and you are listening to the WNS podcast. Yeah.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug. Year number 4!
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
Doug. And we welcome you to episode 156 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
You can catch us on Twitter at WNS Podcast and for the main site, WN Source.
Also on Stitcher, so please go over there as well.
There you go. So welcome to the new year. Happy New Year, guys.
2014. Happy New Year, guys.
Woo! All kinds of fun stuff. Good to be here. Good to be back. I'm very glad that we could, have some time off, spend some time with our families.
While still entertaining.
While still entertaining. Yes. The hundreds and hundreds of our listeners
That love the Tex Lone Star
Yes.
extravaganza.
Yes, good stuff. So welcome to the show. Going to be...
We back up in this bitch.
We are, yes. Going to be discussing Raw, a couple other things as well. First, how you guys doing? How was your Christmas? How was your New Year? Glad to be back.
It was all right. I think I'm looking forward to this year. Just I want to get more focus on things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Also, big congratulations. Made the final payment on Tyler's truck.
Oh, yeah.
It is now his.
It is now mine. I'm pumped for it. I can save money.
Yeah.
Or save what I've been paying.
Yeah.
I bought it. It's a Toyota Tacoma. Bought it brand new in 2008, and I just finally paid it off. So.
All right. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Big news. Doug, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah? Did you have a good Christmas?
It was merry.
Yeah? Did you get everything you wanted, or did you get coal?
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, did you get presents?
I got presents.
Okay. All right. So good times. No coal in your stocking.
No coal.
So it's always
No
a good
coal.
year. How about you,
No,
Tyler?
I'm aware of the coal situation. I just didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was like, did I get everything I wanted?
Everything you wanted. Did you get that Red Ryder BB gun? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe Santa left at his workshop or something.
Maybe so.
All right. Tyler, how was your Christmas? Did you get cool stuff?
Yeah. I got some clothes. I got
Mm-hmm.
new shoes, which I'm wearing.
Yeah, I got new shoes too.
All right.
My mom bought me new shoes.
Hey, whoever gets your shoes, it's cool, man. It doesn't matter who gets your shoes.
My mom bought our family new house shoes, Uggs, and they're very comfortable.
You said hugs?
Uggs.
Uggs. What's that?
They're really comfortable.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're house shoes. They're like slippers.
I got Chromecast.
Ugg. Yeah?
And a Ugg. Yeah, Chromecast is one. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So working out for you so far. Have you tested it out?
Yeah. I have done Pandora on there and YouTube.
Mhm.
I don't have a Hulu or Netflix account, but if I did, I would use that though.
Okay. Very cool. What did you get, Doug?
Shoes.
Shoes?
Shoes.
Oh my God, shoes.
Shoes.
Well, cool. Just shoes? Not even socks to go with it?
No socks.
For some reason, I got lots of socks.
Really?
Apparently, yeah. I
Hey.
don't know what the deal is. I got socks from my girlfriend's side of the family. I got socks from my mom. I got socks from my grandma. I got a lot of socks and gift cards. So,
I got a new
I
electric.
got to go to TLC
yeah.
because of you.
Yeah.
There you go. Good stuff,
I got an electric shaver.
which you can use to not shave your beard whenever
Not
you...
shave my beard.
Yeah.
Money,
Yeah.
which I bought the new Zelda game.
Nice.
Link Between Worlds.
Very cool.
But other than that,
Good stuff.
nothing else.
Yeah, I used one of my gift cards already. I bought the Raw 20 Anniversary Collection 12-disc set with the, quote, 20 greatest episodes uncut and unedited. So I'll be looking forward to checking that out. And
Dang, that's pretty big.
yeah,
On
it's,
the inside.
it's 31 hours.
They should give you like some sort of book in there, some sort of little special, if it's like a special edition. I mean, they have pictures that go with it. But
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, they do have
That
a lot
looks
of
cool, though.
pictures.
It looks
and
cool.
all the moments. I was talking to Doug about this prior to the recording starting. I would have preferred, instead of full episodes, like they give you 20 episodes.
Oh, it's full episodes.
Yeah, 20 full episodes. I would have preferred like some of the greatest moments, like greatest matches and moments over the last 20 years, because like some of the matches might not be top notch. It's just
Well, they do plenty of those greatest of.
That's
Yeah.
cool,
Type
though.
discs,
They
though.
don't do that though with a lot of stuff. That's like
Yeah.
the first time when they do the whole episodes, right?
Yeah,
for
they-
stuff?
they do,
That's
and
neat
it,
though. Depending if they cut certain things, though, which they probably did, though, it'll be cool
Oh,
to go
it's-
back and see some things of the episode. Like, hey, I forgot about this.
it's
or I've
saying
never seen that
uncut and
before.
unedited, but I'll have to dive into it and see how it is.
Well,
Um,
because they got Chris Benoit's on there.
yeah, he is on there. He's in a couple matches, but like what's really cool is like you open it up and it'll say disc 1, episode 17, May 7th, 1993. So it's that entire Raw, and then episode 174 is also on Raw. So it shows you which episode it is.
I like that though. I
Actually,
like that.
yeah, I actually would prefer that too. So I
Yeah.
think they do plenty of greatest ofs, like moment type things.
Yeah, the OMGs and all that.
Yeah, even with Raw, they did like a 15th anniversary.
Mhm.
Like what they do plenty of like
They did the 10 and
compilations, but
15 and
I would like to see more of them, just like issuing out their back
Full
catalog.
episodes.
Yeah. 2 episodes of certain. Yeah, because
Even like a seasons format where they'd be like,
that would be awesome.
2008 season, or
And they started to do that, and then they just quit.
well, they
Like
do
they
the,
did
they
the
do
best of year 1 and 2, or
I'm
something.
talking about
that.
like full. I'd like to see seasons like full of.
52 full episodes.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be badass.
The
Yeah, I would
entire
like-
anthology of Raw.
it could just be like 2008 part whatever, and however
Mhm.
many they put on in a set. Then how
Four seasons per set.
Might as
Per
well
year.
do that. When are they going to come out with the WWE network?
Well, supposedly pretty soon, actually. There's talks of a big, rumor announcement that's going to be taking place next week, and there's a lot of speculation that will be the announcement for the WWE network. So we'll have to see how that
I
plays out.
hope.
But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see, because like it doesn't tell you what the biggest Punk and Jericho, but it doesn't tell you like what big event happened
Yeah.
in the episode of Raw. It's like on the back it'll say, oh,
It
it's
tells
got,
the matches.
it's got the highest rated Raw ever, the 8.1. Oh, Mania the night after WrestleMania, the WWE takeover of WCW and the simulcast Nitro. So it tells you on the back
Ooh.
what's
I remember
included,
that episode. That was good.
but it doesn't tell you which episode it is. So I kind of would have liked that to say, okay, why
I would like
is
to start
this?
seeing things like that. That's just me though, because I personally for a while have been wanting to see stuff like full episodes that put on disc.
Yeah, but I mean, it just happened to turn to the right disc or whatever. Here it is, disc 6, episode 409. Mr. McMahon announces the purchase of WCW.
Molly Holly versus William Regal.
Yeah, Kaz
Cool.
versus Val Venus in a lumberjack match. Hardy Boys and Chris Benoit versus Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle. Test versus X-Pac, Eddie with special guest Eddie Guerrero, guest ref. Chris Jericho versus Big Show, The Rock and Stone Cold versus Undertaker and Kane. So it's a big thing. It's about the size of a book.
How long has that been out?
It came out in December.
When's the latest? Is that the latest thing that DVD came out?
They had the best pay-per-view matches of 2013.
Triple H was before that, huh?
Yeah. So all in all, not too bad. I'm really looking forward to getting into that.
I would like to get that. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I know it's old. I still want to get that CM Punk DVD.
They like how in Best Buy or whatever or wherever you go, they stack them together, and whenever you remove it, the next one comes forward. Those things are so big that they only had 2 of them in there. Like you couldn't push them out
Oh,
or could push it back. It was insane. So yeah, definitely a pickup for wrestling Raw fans.
yeah.
So have to see how that goes. So but yeah, all in all, pretty good Christmas. Got to drive up to Dallas and visit some of the family and open up our presents and do all that, and had to drive back. So the time frame was off for me because I ended up missing a good majority of Raw. For this week, I ended up catching like the last 15 minutes of it. But all in all, not too bad. Had a really good New Year's. I had to work for New Year's Eve, but luckily I got off around 8 p.m. so I could go to a party with my girlfriend and celebrate the new year. But all in all, pretty good 2013. I thought it was pretty badass. What were some of y'all's favorite memories for 2013?
I would say, the guests that we interviewed, and stuff. So that's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Booker T, Mick Foley, Ted DiBiase.
I don't think that was in 2013.
I don't know. I'll lose 4 years, everybody. It's been 4 years.
This is our fourth year. We're starting, and
Well,
it's it's around that time you start developing Alzheimer's.
yeah, you don't remember what year you interview people.
Where are we, son?
Toledo. I don't know.
Toledo.
Yeah, we're in Toledo.
Holy Toledo.
Yeah. Other than that,
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
How about you, Doug? What were some of your favorite memories of 2013?
In general or for our show?
Both. It can be. Just some memories that stand out for you.
I don't know. I just think, as a big Daniel Bryan fan, I think it's like meteoric rise to superstardom has been a real highlight as a wrestling fan for me for this year.
Mm-hmm.
I followed his career for a while, and it's just awesome to see that he's been able to overcome some of the things that they probably put in his way on his way to the top. And
Had to test him.
well, whether it was a test or whether it was just like bad angles that he made, he made what he could out of. That was pretty cool as a fan. I don't know. Chikara's been a big highlight for me this year. With them, quote unquote, going out of business, and they haven't ran an actual show since June 2nd of this of 2013. So I guess that's like 7 months to the date, 8, something like that. And I don't know. Despite them not having ran an actual show in 7 or 8 months, they've been telling the most compelling story for my money this entire year. So, as a wrestling fan, Chikara and Daniel Bryan have been real highlights for me this year.
Very cool. Any personal best memories?
I don't know. I don't know that I've personally done anything that I'm super proud of this year. Or that I've
Quitting smoking is pretty good.
I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I quit smoking, so there's that.
It's very good. Very proud of you. It is certainly a task to be proud of, and your lungs will thank you as you get
sure
older.
They will.
Yeah, if they could thank you and write you a note, I'm sure they would. But yeah, some of my favorite memories, as being a wrestling fan, is probably getting to go to some of the wrestling events that we've gone to. Going to Hurricane Pro, going to Booker T's, going to Raw, going to TLC, going to house shows. Just
it's fun. Going. We have a blast. That one time, but
2013 was a big year for us. We got to go to Raw, we got to go to TLC. Just Doug got to sit front row at a house show. Get yelled at by Mark Henry.
Yeah, that was definitely a highlight of 2013.
So
Mark Henry scaring the shit out of me.
But I think with the podcast and stuff like that, I've had a lot of fun. I think also there's a lot of good stuff, but also I think there are times I kind of got burnt out, so I'm trying to get better. When it comes to watching wrestling and different stuff. Personal wise, I'm gonna try to make healthier decisions, with food, and try to get back on the track and try to get DDP yoga.
Nice. Cool stuff. How about you, Doug? Any plans or resolutions for 2014?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give last year's resolutions another crack. Just overall health improvement. I dropped some of this weight. I got half of my resolutions taken care of last year, which is not that bad of a success rate. I guess a lot of people don't ever come around on the resolutions, but now that I got smoking down, I put on quite a bit of weight, and I'm gonna try to get that off and just be healthier in general.
There you go. I too would like to lose some weight, but I'd like to expand the podcast a little bit. Let's start, we can make things a little bit bigger and, try and reach a wider audience, bring in some big guests and, just have some fun. Because that's what we're all about here. I got a new video camera for Christmas. Really glad about that. I also bought a new microphone to go with it. So hopefully we can get some kind of video going and see what we can do. Have some fun.
Oh, heck yeah. Going back to what Doug said, I enjoyed also watching Daniel Bryan and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all have watched, enjoyed, his journey so far, and we're still looking forward to what he's going to do in 2014.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, we're going to Mania this year. Shit. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
big,
That's something big, yeah, 2014. It's just
Going
Do
to
it.
all those events.
Oh yeah. Oh, another thing that that I'm not as big as Doug when it comes to this, but I want to get into this. But when he talks about Chikara, if they're coming back, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and I want to get into that and start because what he's been showing me, it seems awesome. So
Definitely.
I want to jump in on that.
It's gonna be all kinds of good stuff. So
Yeah.
So yeah, if you got some money and you're gonna be buying a WrestleMania ticket, or if you already have your WrestleMania ticket purchased, definitely let us know because maybe we can try and set up a hangout time or something, or we'll let you know where we are and we can all chill and hang out or do something together. Go grab a bite to eat or something,
Or hug.
or hug if you're Tyler. So it's going to be, a big year for us. I can already tell it's going to be, something special. But as far as the wrestling side, what would you guys like to see in 2014?
Well, I'm not to retread too much of ground, but I'm really excited to see how this whole the end of Chikara / Chikara rising from the ashes in whatever form it may be pays off, and where they go when they're reestablished and how they reestablish themselves. I feel like they've done a lot to gain a lot of attention for themselves, and I'm really curious and interested to see how that pays off. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Ring of Honor is reasserted themselves as an interesting interesting promotion to follow. I felt like for a while now, I felt like they had and though I tune in and though I watch and though I follow the product, I feel like they're finally on a great track. Again, where it's something
Found their groove.
I feel like it's something that I'm excited about, seeing again. I don't know. I feel like the overall state of wrestling is a good place. I think it's a good time to be a fan. I know Tyler spoke about people burn out. I mean, I think it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
There are peaks and valleys in your fandom of anything, really. I mean, the longer you're a fan of anything, the more the periodical up and downs of your interest, But I feel like now's especially good time to be a pro wrestling fan. I think there's more than enough interesting things going on, and if you're bored with one thing, I think
Try something different.
you just try something else.
Yeah.
There's plenty out there to try it.
When it comes to WWE, I think they have, and I don't know about all the talent, but I know they have a tremendous talent in NXT, which
Definitely.
I'm happy to see come up too, and just people to get there to learn and help them too, or not learn, but learn that style, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah, that some people coming up that I'm excited for. Don't know when, but
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how the tag team division builds for 2014 because last year we said, oh dude, there's nothing going on in the tag team division. All of a sudden there was just this surge where it started off really slow and they're like, oh, looks like they're trying to build it, then it would die off for a while. Then it was like, oh, okay, now they're starting to get it, and then it was die out again. Now it's just full fledged. Here's our tag team division. What do you guys think? It's it's building and building, and I'm liking it. Whether it be a 3-person, a 6-man tag match or a traditional tag team or anything like that, they're just, the tag team division has easily become one of the most exciting segments during Raw over the past few months actually. So what would you guys like to see as far as that in WWE?
As far as tag teams specifically, I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to see good matches and cool angles. Like, I don't care who it is. I just want like interesting angles and good matches. That's all I
Yeah.
care about. That's the bottom line. I mean, I don't know what else you could even ask for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who delivers them.
We want more Total Divas. I'm just saying.
Well, you're gonna get it with the second
Past
season.
the second season. We
Oh,
want
okay.
more.
You want
we
like
want
seasons 3 and
more.
4.
No, I want, maybe it's just me being picky, a little better storyline when it comes to women's.
more focus,
More focus
on
on
the
it.
divas.
I understand that they were focusing on the Total Divas. They did Total Divas versus regular Divas, whatever.
Yeah, traditional divas.
But I don't know. And I need to check out some more NXT and check out the women talent. over there.
Yes. See who's going to be on the uprise. And you know, they do, like Tyler mentioned, they do have a lot of amazing talent in NXT. Are there any guys in particular you'd like to see get the call up and start making a run in the WWE in within the next year?
Well, I like Solomon Crowe a lot, who's the former Sami Callihan. To be honest, I haven't seen a large. Well, I don't think he's been there long enough to have seen that much of his NXT work, but I haven't seen pretty much any of what he's been down there for.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a guy before he was signed that I was like really impressed with and really excited with seeing. He had really great matches with Fit Family. On the Evolve shows, I don't remember the name of the number of the Evolve card off the top of my head, but I don't know. You say something and I'll look for that.
Okay. You know, I'd like to see Sami Zayn
Of course,
make
Sami
his
Zayn.
debut. You know, just because I haven't gotten to see enough of NXT to know all the storylines and stuff like that. But every match that I've seen that had Sami Zayn was just really good. You know, really enjoyable. There was another one. I think it was Adrian Neville. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was.
Fuck.
You know, everyone's talking very highly of him. So, you know, just there's 3 guys right there that I think would be a good addition to the Raw roster, or WWE roster, I should say.
There was a guy I saw that, like, I can't think of his name. I'm trying to look at the roster page.
Mhm.
I would recognize him.
But yeah. And then, you know, on the other side of bringing up, you also have to do your lettings go. Are there any guys who you think, you know, obviously you don't want to see anyone lose their job, but it comes with the job. That's just part of the business in a sense. Are there any guys that y'all see maybe getting released from the WWE this year?
I'm surprised that they didn't let. I mean, I guess he does dark matches or maybe house shows, house shows.
Mm-hmm.
Can't talk, but because they haven't really been focused or doing anything with them. But what Camacho
Yeah. Or has he been working in NXT?
has he?
I'm not sure. I haven't been following it very well. How about you,
Sounds
Doug?
bad.
To be honest, like I don't follow. I haven't followed NXT the way I wish I would.
Mhm.
I could have, because I was under the impression that it was a Hulu Plus exclusive
Mhm.
thing. That was my impression until Daniel corrected me on it. And apparently, you can just go to Hulu and watch it without a subscription, which is something
It
I'm
may
gonna.
have just been like
I can't.
a freak
I've-
accident
well-
that I got to see it, but
Oh, well, see, that's why. Like, I don't subscribe to Hulu. I don't have a Hulu Plus account.
mm-hmm.
And the way I was following it is like, well, to be honest, guys like Hero would post on their face. He's like, "Hey guys, this is up on YouTube. You can go watch it while you can." That kind of shit. And I would go follow people who put it up on YouTube who probably shouldn't have. But that's how I was seeing like a number of the NXT stuff that I've seen. I don't know. I may look into getting a Hulu account, but I
Yeah.
don't have one. And if that's exclusively the way to watch it, then
Right. We'll have to see. But as far as releases, is there anyone that you might see getting the axe?
I don't know. I was busy trying to.
Bro,
find
Alex
the
Riley's
wild card.
back in NXT. Those shows right here.
He's announcing the.
Oh,
I mean, not announcing. He's commentating.
Interesting. So, but yeah, I think you know, like Doug said, I think this is a good time to be a fan. I think we're gonna have a good year to look forward to. But we do have to dive into the past, talking about what happened last year, the final Raw of 2013. We got the kick things off with the CM Punk coming out, delivering a promo, talking about the Shield. It seemed like he was trying to put a wedge in between them and, continue the
slow
breakup for
Shield.
for the Shield. So I didn't get to catch this. I know, Tyler, you said you missed some of it.
I didn't get to see that. Like, I read that part, but I saw highlights, and I didn't get to see that part. But
okay. But Doug, you want to?
The promo was fine. Basically, it was a little weird how he kind of put the Shield over after easily beating them on pay-per-view in a 3-on-1 handicap match, which is a little odd. But it basically turned into a match with him versus Seth Rollins, and to be honest, it was a sloppy match. They kind of turned it around at the end, but it wasn't anything worth going out of your way to see. Punk brought out some old tricks. He was using some old stuff from his moveset, which he haven't used in a while. Welcome to Chicago, stuff like that. Which maybe that's a nice. Maybe that's like a nod to Rollins. He felt comfortable like doing some of his older moveset with him, stuff he hasn't done in a while. But to be honest, it was really sloppy. They blew quite not quite a few, but they blew at least 2 big spots. So nothing great, but I think they salvaged what they could out of it.
Okay, so all in all, not too bad. But Punk does end up defeating Seth Rollins, taking us into a Stephanie McMahon announcement. She announced that John Cena is going to be facing Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble. We kind of knew this would have been coming, where Cena lost his title at TLC, so you got to have him get his rematch. So it is what it is. One thing that happened over the break was a video package featuring the return of Batista, set to return January 20th. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this because obviously we weren't, in studio last week, so we didn't get to talk about it. But what are your guys' thoughts on Batista returning?
I think it's pretty cool. I said this a while back, but I don't know if I got burnt out on Batista or I didn't like him. But like for a long period of time, I just wanted him off my TV. Mm-hmm. And I guess I'm like Doug. I like the stuff he did in the movies, so I guess I want to give him another chance to come back and see how I feel towards him. Yeah, but I don't know.
Give him a second chance. How about you, Doug?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I don't have a personal problem with him coming back. I think I'm fine with how they're choosing to use these guys that they're bringing back in short bursts.
Yeah,
to put younger guys over, and I think that's smart. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, and the talk is that he's not coming back as sort of a part-time. Like, he's going to be full-time for a while. So,
RVD was
but I mean, like,
it's going to be past WrestleMania that he'll still be on full-time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I consider Jericho and RVD to be, like...
Right. Come in for a few months, take a break,
Yeah, I mean, I feel they work in, like, 4-month spurts or something like that, and I think that's fine. That's kind of what I expected out of Batista. I didn't know that he was going to be a week in, week out guy.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like Batista's going to be coming back. The animal will be unleashed, and he's going to be hunting or whatever.
I wonder if I guess they're going to stay separate paths for a while. But like, I don't know if you would want to see this, but like, I wonder if Brock Lesnar and Batista will come face to face.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that's something I'd even want to see. I know a lot of people would, but I don't think I'm one of them, just because, it keeps reminding me of the Lesnar versus Goldberg, like the two just buff guys.
That's why you wouldn't
just
see
go
like
at
Ryback
it,
versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't want to see it. So I guess that one match just left such a bad taste in my mouth that it just brings it back every time. But yeah, so all in all, I'm kind of excited to see Batista come back, just to see what he does, I guess. But
not to sidetrack us, but is that just you can just play it?
Yeah, this is NXT. You can watch it. This is, I guess, last week's episode, Wednesday, December 25th. So you can go to Hulu.com and just search WWE
I think
NXT.
you got to do it on the computer because I tried on mobile on my phone, like just on the phone, it didn't work.
They have an app. I'm sure you can get it through the app.
Yeah.
Huh. I'll try that.
But yeah, you can just watch the
A
full
Hulu
episode.
app or a Hulu Plus app.
Well, I'm
I
just
don't
on their website, hulu.com. So yeah, so there you go. So if you want to catch up on NXT like I need to, go to Hulu and check that out. So pretty good stuff. But yeah, so we got to see the return of Batista video package. The next matchup, we got to see Dolph Ziggler going up against Curtis Axel. I heard this was a pretty short match, nothing really special. They did sort of a pre-taped segment with Axel backstage delivering a promo saying, how this is going to be his year or something like that. But what did you think, Doug?
Yeah, there's not much to say other than he took a pretty. He ate the. There was a spot where I guess Ziggler kind of Irish whipped him into the corner, and he ate like the middle turnbuckle in a pretty spectacular fashion, where he ended up hitting his head on the middle turnbuckle while somehow I don't know if he slipped or if he took this bump on purpose, but both of his feet ended up underneath like the ropes to the side as he like hit his head on the middle
Trying
turnbuckle.
out new bumps on.
I mean, I don't know if it was like he was
Accent,
like making a stylistic like choice of a bump or if he slipped and hit his head on the fucking thing. But it was certainly a spectacular thing to see.
Huh.
I feel like Ziggler has been like kind of like a roller coaster for 2013. Like he has ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
The last few months it's been downs, but
Yeah. So we'll have to see how 2014 is for him. I forgot who said it. It might have been Lawson, I'm not sure, but someone mentioned that they'd like to see Curtis Axel do like the imperfect.
That was John.
that was
it
John Gear?
That's okay. I knew it had to have been someone that we knew, but I couldn't remember off the top of my
Someone
head.
else might have said it, but I remember John specifically saying it.
Saying, "Oh yeah, dude, he'd come out and be imperfect." So we'll have to see what they do with him, because apparently I don't know. Are he and Ryback done as a tag team, or is it just?
I think it was
one
just like one of those things where they had.
They needed you at the time.
Also,
Ryback.
well, they had the roster was split because they were giving them New Year's Eve off, and so half of the roster was doing a live show, and half the roster was doing like a house show, and the other half was doing Raw.
Yeah. So
he may have been on the other show.
yeah, that's possible.
Speaking of John, did you guys see that like the print? I guess that Ben
That
had him
Ben
do
got?
for someone.
Yes.
Pretty good.
That's awesome.
That was really
Pretty
good.
nice.
I might have to get him to do another one for us or something for WrestleMania to celebrate. That'd be
Yeah, I like
pretty
that
cool.
one.
That was good work. Good job, John. We like that. So next up, we got to see Big E Langston going up against Fandango for the Intercontinental Championship. Big E Langston ends up getting the victory. Anything to add from it?
Yeah, I mean, I like Big E. He's getting there. I still see strengths and weaknesses in all of his matches.
Mm-hmm.
Fandango did a lot of leg work, or a fair amount of leg work in the match, and I think that's a sensible story for them to try to tell with him being a significantly bigger guy. So I feel like that was but I didn't like how Big E seemingly dropped the legwork selling whenever he does. I guess he does that crisscross before he does the body splash, where he seemingly dropped the selling of the leg to do like the bounce off one side, pop, bounce off the other side before he does his big splash or whatever.
Right.
And I feel like if you're gonna, if the story you've been telling is that's a lot of leg work, I feel like maybe
Show a grimace or something?
or at least like I feel
Limp.
like he could have just like gone off one rope and hit the splash. I feel like doing that. I mean, he's doing it more and more, so I feel like maybe he's trying to. I could see him maybe trying to establish it as like a signature move or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't gotten that move over to the point where it's like the people's elbow, where it's like he has to do it that way. He
Right.
can just bounce off one rope that time. It's a match with Fandango. It's a throwaway match on Raw. I guess Fandango.
It's let's get through the rest of this year, and then we can take a break.
Well, Fandango won the contract for the title, I guess,
Right.
on a pole match or whatever. But still, I don't know. But like I said, he shows a lot of promise. I like that he took the leg drop off the top from Fandango and he rolled out of the ring, which I thought was really, really nice, a way of like not killing some dude's finisher. Like someone's gonna hit your finish and you're going to kick out of the finish because you win, you kind of like kill their finisher. You know?
Yeah.
So I thought it was a nice touch of him. Like he's just going to roll out after taking the finish instead of kicking out of someone else's finisher. It's like I think that's a smart way of doing it. So, so I feel like basically I wanted to give him a pro and a con. I like the guy. Like I didn't want to just be like, God, sell the fucking leg.
Didn't want to upset anybody. Just say, hey, here's one side, here's the other side.
Well, no. I mean, like I'm just saying, like I didn't want to just shit on him. So I mean, like he's doing things that I think are smart, and in other ways I feel like he can improve.
Okay, he's getting there.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. How about you, Tyler? Anything? No. Okay. Next up, we got to see Booker T come out, and he was wanting to do a spin-a-rooney for to celebrate the new year, but unfortunately, Bad News Barrett had some bad news, and that's that we're closer to the apocalypse. So we've gotten to see this Bad News Barrett skit on Raw quite a few number of times now. Is it growing on anybody?
I don't think it's growing on me, but it certainly took like a change in tone this week. Like he went like more like decidedly more like he got real with it almost or something. Like I don't know, like I don't know.
Maybe
It was
he could be like goofy, and then other times he'll like be serious and have like information or bad news because this is gonna happen or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the hell he's gonna do. He's not wrestling. Is he injured?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
It's just something he's been doing on the JBL and Cole show.
Unless he's been wrestling for a different show. I don't know.
Who knows?
It was certainly a shift in tone from the previous weeks he's been doing it. I can't say that I liked it, but I certainly minded it less this week than before. I don't know why he had the huge like that they lifted him up on that thing like so high. This thing he was on.
Was it like a pedestal?
Yeah, it was like a pedestal, but they lifted it up like way above the stage. It was weird. And he had like a gavel that he was like smacking around and stuff.
Well, he's used the gavel a couple of times.
But you're right. But this was like, I don't know. I know you missed it, but like they raised him like way above the.
You raised me up, and I've got some bad news. So there you go. Next up, we got to see Damian Sandow going up against a you pick the opponent, whether it be Kofi Kingston, The Miz, or the Great Khali. And to get
Who picked that?
And to get votes, Damian Sandow said, "Oh well, if I lose, then I'm gonna quit." And so naturally, the fans picked for the biggest guy, that being Great Khali. How was this match, Doug?
I was actually perfectly fine. Khali was like worked a sound game plan for Khali. I know it's like low-hanging fruit to make fun of Khali, but he was actually perfectly fine here. He didn't do anything like too awful, and I don't know. But the real thing, the real story here is, I think, what does it say for Miz and for Kofi if Khali gets picked out of the three? Like I don't. That's a real. That's the real story.
Well, that was the chance to get rid of Damian Sandow, so they wanted to go for the biggest guy, and you don't want to have a fair fight. You want to.
I guess they would. I don't know. They give it to him. They're still doing something with Miz and Kofi, but they're not. Like, there's nothing else. Wait, let me look.
It's like
I don't know. I feel like that's a real statement.
It's like, Doug, you have to be in a fight. Is your opponent? People are going to pick your opponent. Is it going to be me, Tyler, or Mike Tyson? It's like, oh, you want to go with the bigger guy, the bigger fighter. Yeah, Tyler probably would win though.
But
the vote
that's completely different. I feel that's a
or a tree. So
that's because you guys are two guys who don't fight for a living, and then a guy who can knock anybody the fuck out. What you're saying versus three guys who fight for a living. It's a little bit different.
But Khali can knock you out with one chop. He'll knock you out with the chop.
Or the vice.
Or the vice.
I have to fight every day to survive, okay?
Shut the fuck
up. He's a fighter.
Who when he was doing, when they were getting the vice over, was it Ray they would have like bleeding out of the mouth and stuff?
I
remember that.
I like that. That was bad. That was horrible.
Bad stuff. But anyways, Damian Sandow ends up getting the victory on that one. Next up, we got to see R-Truth going up against Brodus Clay. Continuing this strange turn for Brodus Clay. Xavier Woods was on commentary, and I guess, did he cause a distraction?
He did.
He was dancing and they played the music or something like that.
He was okay. So like they're turning Brodus heel,
Right.
but he was just in there wrestling his match, minding his own business. And Truth was getting mollywopped and like
He was getting what?
mollywopped,
Molly mopped?
mollywopped.
Molly whopped.
I don't know. That's a word. I've heard it somewhere.
I've never heard that
Google
ever.
it right now. Stop what you're doing. We're
Urban
gonna see what-
Dictionary.
Even
See what
people that are
Molly
listening to the show, stop it and pause it
Mollywopped
right
is
now.
a real thing. Right?
That's what we're doing right now. Molly Wall.
Molly what? I'm not gonna
It
like.
even auto-populated when I started talking.
It's like I'm not gonna deny it and say, oh, you're talking BS. It's just I've never heard that before.
Never heard.
Never heard Molly
Urban
Wop.
Dictionary, mollywopped. When you want to fight someone or describe what you are going to do to them in a fight. That Beezy was talking mess. She is going to get mollywopped.
See, that applies. Truth was getting mollywopped.
Okay.
How do you just heard it? How does it not apply? It's a real thing. and
Okay.
it-
I'm agreeing. I was letting you continue the story.
You were looking at me like, what the fuck?
Another one says to totally or utterly kick someone's ass.
There
See,
you go.
there you go. Mollywopped.
Perfect example. Very good, Doug.
Truth was getting mollywopped. It's a word. It exists. Check
Example,
the internet.
man 1 throws up a gang sign. Man 2, boy, you is finna get mollywopped up in this bitch.
We just need to have a segment where Tyler just reads stuff out of Urban Dictionary. just in that tone.
Can you put some bumper music on that and we'll make like Tyler reads from her?
So he's getting mollywopped. What was the word from TLC?
Majestic.
Majestic. The Majestic.
Oh my god. Do you want me to read that in front of everyone?
No, I want the
good,
listeners
good.
to go to Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, Urban
and
Dictionary, look up majestic.
The Majestic.
The majestic.
Yeah, The Majestic. Mollywopped, huh? Man, where do these words come from? Good
I
Lord.
don't know.
I don't-
We need to make up our own word and put it on, like, a definition behind it and put it on Urban Dictionary and get that shit trending.
We'll see what we can do. But so R-Truth ends up defeating Brodus Clay. Tyler, did you get to check out this matchup?
No.
No? Okay. Well, R-Truth ends up defeating Brodus Clay.
The
Clay
highlights.
Clay was none too happy.
The highlights I saw was the Lesnar stuff, the Daniel Bryan stuff, and what else? Something else.
Okay. So so R-Truth defeats Brodus Clay, and Xavier and the Funkadactyls all dance and are happy. Next up, we got to see Triple H come out, and he gets to make his big announcement, and that is that he gets to introduce Brock Lesnar.
Doing the best. What's best for business?
Yeah, whatever. And Paul Heyman was with him. They basically came out and said, we're not going to dwell on the past. We're forgiving. You face Brock Lesnar, you lose to Lesnar, and then Lesnar forgets about you.
Was it me or did Lesnar look? He looked a little different.
It was his hair.
Yeah.
He grew it out a little.
I don't
bit.
know. Lean or I don't know. He just looked. He looked different. Like he looked. I don't know the word. It's not lean.
Leaner.
Leaner. I guess.
Yeah.
No,
Like he slimmed down a little bit.
a little bit.
A little more
What I'm
jacked,
looking for.
ripped, sculpted.
One of those.
One of those. Okay. But yeah, so Paul Heyman returned with him as well and chopped off the ponytail in the back. I don't know if you guys caught that,
I
but
didn't.
but yeah, so Lesnar ends up declaring himself the #1 contender for the winner of the Royal Rumble Championship match between Cena and Orton.
He said, I'm not here back here to settle old scores or whatever. Just you show up, you get beat by Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. And, so basically he declared himself #1 contender. Said, if anyone wants to challenge me to that, hey, there's the line. Step over it. And sure enough, to answer the call was none other than Mark Henry, the
I want to
world's
see that match. Coming
world's strongest man. And before he could even get in the ring, Lesnar just took it to him. They ended up brawling to the outside of the barricade, and Lesnar speared Henry through the barricade and delivered an F5, bruising his ribs. And
I bet so.
yeah, and delivering some hellish screams
That was
People-
weird. I'm sorry, I had to laugh at those
People were
screams.
calling them like bird calls and stuff. It was just very.
I bet you would want
High
to
pitch.
see that too, huh? Lesnar versus Henry, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see that, but I don't think that's what this is leading to.
No, but they'll probably do like one match. You think like next?
I don't
Raw or
even.
something?
I don't even think they're going to do a match. I think
Especially
this
with
was,
Henry out, he got injured from that.
Oh, that's
Oh, shit.
It's a kayfabe injury.
Oh, okay,
I think that's just what they reported on .com.
gotcha.
I may be mistaken, but that was my understanding of it.
Gotcha.
I don't think this is building to a match. I think it was.
This is good.
Henry was given to Brock as like cannon fodder to like he's a guy
what?
who he was just like a guy who
Would you say?
it's
Cannon fodder.
It's like a
Let's look that
he's a
up.
guy who would make a statement of
Mhm.
like, you know. So I think like I don't know. I feel bad for Henry in that way because I like Henry a lot, and
Mhm.
I feel bad that he's like basically given to Lesnar just for Lesnar to get his heat back.
Right.
But
Who
But I
else
think-
could they have done it to?
Right,
We
but-
have to have it to a big guy, maybe
Right.
Tensai.
right, but I think it also as much as I'm like, you know, I wish they would protect Henry better. I wish they
Yeah.
would do more with him and protect him better. He's proved himself, I think, enough to have. I mean, maybe their hesitance is based around injuries,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like he's proved enough to have a larger role. But I feel like it says something that they say. I think they know that Henry can get his heat back whenever he needs to. Like he can go out and do this, but he's so good at being so fucking intense that if they need him to be a big bad motherfucker, he just flips the switch and he gets all his heat back.
Yeah.
I think he's that good, honestly. And yeah, I mean, so I feel bad for Henry in that sense, but I think it's
ain't over.
I think it's actually praise for him in a way, he's a guy who means something, who can also survive this and get his heat back if he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as just what happened, yeah, of course it was fucking awesome. I mean, like who believes in who? I don't know of two other guys in the wrestling business right now that I believe intensity wise as much as these two guys. So of course it was awesome. I guess they kind of protected Henry in a way in that Brock gave him a cheap shot to get the upper hand really quickly. Like he
Didn't
beat
let him get into the ring.
Yeah, as he was stepping through the ropes, he hit him. But yeah, it was awesome. I mean, like I'm like #1 Mark Henry fan, and like I've done nothing but kiss Brock's ass about how awesome he has been since he's come back, and I don't think anyone can dispute that. So yeah, of course the segment was awesome, and even like Brock speaking, like he's kind of a clumsy speaker, like I am, but he has a way of being so intense, even though
Say something stupid, Paul.
he's like a clumsy speaker, he has a way of being so intense that he's so believable when he says that. When Brock Lesnar says, "Hey, the line starts after me," like you fucking believe it. He's like, "I'm back. I don't care. The line starts after me." I mean, like I don't know. It's just he has a way. Him and Henry both like command like your attention with that intensity.
Yeah. So,
But I don't think it's leading to a match. Is that what you think? Because he has to have something to do until.
like Tyler said, it could be something
I kinda
down
felt like
down the road.
like one match or something like coming up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, when's the Royal Rumble?
It's still, a few weeks away, so we still have some time to build up to it.
I
mean-
mean, he's not going to be at all the other Raws, or maybe he will be at.
I mean, even if they, even if they wanted to do a matchup between those two next week, they could put, the bandages around Henry's, ribs or whatever, and he could they would have to have him lose though. But if they wanted to do something like that, I could see that happening. And they have said that Lesnar will be at next week's Raw, so we'll have to see.
Some legends.
I think he's working the pay-per-view too. So.
Yeah. So
So if he's
and I think the talks of his opponent for the Rumble would be Big Show. So
I could see that, but I don't know that I'm clamoring to see that match.
yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about? I thought it was weird. I mean, surely this has the possibility of playing out down the line, but I thought that was weird that like Triple H was like, "Oh, this is what's good for business," so like I've forgiven like the beef that we've had this year because it was like really recent. It was not that.
Yeah,
long, you
it
know?
was-
Like, you think it's a
SummerSlam
kinda like
even.
weird to say that, and for him to come back, how he just introduced them and stuff like that.
Well, I feel like there's maybe more to the story that maybe will pay off at a later date, but it was certainly felt weird. He did like the interview he does with Cole like every week on the site, and he paid it all. I mean, basically what he said was like, "This isn't about me; it's about what's best for the company, and that's why he's back. He's what's best for the company." Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just still feels weird though.
It is. It is quite strange. But, you know, Paul Heyman, you know, tried to add some clarity to it, like we've said earlier, with the you know, we're not here to dwell on the past. We're looking for the future.
But he said it in a way that they were the ones sticking their chest out. Like they weren't they were like, we don't dwell on the past. We beat you and then we don't think about you anymore.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't like, us and Triple H have reached an agreement and we're back and like we're just going to be professional. They were like, no, we beat that guy's ass and we don't care about him anymore.
Yep.
So they weren't like, it wasn't like a very professional thing. You know, that's why it felt so weird. If they were like, hey, we're all about business, we're all trying to make money here, we put that aside, that would have been like, okay, I get that. But they were like, no, we beat that dude's ass. We just got out of the ring. And so he doesn't matter to us anymore. And now we're going to move on to what's
show
next.
up,
for us, you know?
he beats you. Next part, yeah,
And you're forgotten.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we'll have to see where they build on there. I know there was also talk that Lesnar was possibly interested about rejoining the UFC, and that
I heard it was all publicity to get people talking about him for this comeback.
I could see that. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows where they go? But next up, we got to see a 10 Diva tag match. Traditional Divas going up against the Total Divas, with the Traditional Divas getting the win in this one. What do y'all think about the matchup?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Oksana going over is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have been saying. Like, why?
Really?
Why
She
Oksana?
got the win?
Yeah. So it's like, why Oksana? So, you know, just
I mean, I don't
really
care
weird.
per se, but it's just odd that she's the girl who got the pin.
I don't really know how I feel about these constant, like, 10 Diva tag matches that they've been doing. You know, it's just like one after another. Like they did it.
You're gonna like it.
It's like they did it at Survivor Series. They did it the night after Survivor Series. They did it for Christmas. They did it, to, you know, here, and it's just like it's too much. You know,
Everybody gets the spotlight.
I guess, but you know, it's like Tyler mentioned earlier in the show about, you know, putting more focus in the Divas division. It was like, well, how are you going to do that if all you do is do, you know, these 5 versus these 5 every single week, every time they go out there? It's just, I don't know. I hope they start coming up with something else, because right now they've got nothing, at least for the Divas Championship. But other than that, that takes us into the main event. Daniel Bryan in a gauntlet match. He has to defeat Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, in order to get to Bray Wyatt. But the first match, Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper. What do you think, Doug? A lot of praise about this one.
Yeah, it was excellent. Honestly, it was excellent. As far as I'm concerned, Luke Harper is hands down the best guy in the Wyatt family. Just such a good match. Like, I don't know, like him and Bryan. Like, I'm a big Harper fan. I'm a big Bryan fan. So of course, you know, I'm probably biased here, but I dig what both these guys do a lot. If I was gonna like nitpick, or maybe not even nitpick, I don't like how I think it's the second time he's hit. At least the second time I'm aware of, he's hit like the avalanche powerbomb on Bryan, and Bryan's kicked out both times. And I think that's kind of a mistake not to protect that move, because it looks so cool and looks so devastating. It just feels weird that he would like use a discus like lariat as a finisher, but he would have people kicking out of the avalanche powerbomb.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, but maybe it's a case of he knows he can only do it with certain guys, and only certain guys are going to take it.
Right.
So, but still, like, maybe Bryan rolls out of the ring or something and doesn't like kick out of it, because it's, I don't know, like, even if he can only use it on certain guys. Like, say Bryan will take it, maybe Punk will take it, and like Seth Rollins will probably take it.
Yeah.
I mean, then like when you wrestle those guys, then have it be a cool special moment. Like I don't know, like don't kill it because it looks too fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, this match was excellent.
Okay. But Daniel Bryan does end up getting the victory over Luke Harper, which takes him into his second matchup against Eric Rowan. I heard this was much shorter than the first matchup.
Yeah, very much.
But he does end up getting the victory. Anything to really add to it?
Not really. It was pretty short.
Okay. So he does get the victory over Eric Rowan, getting him the chance to face Bray Wyatt and hopefully get his, revenge of, what he's been, or, just getting a chance to attack Bray Wyatt, which he's wanted for a number of weeks now. But before the match can even get going, the Wyatt family attack, causing a disqualification, getting the Daniel Bryan the win. But, they beat him down, give him the two-person, power bomb. And, Bray grabbed the microphone saying, I have no more mercy left to give. You brought this on yourself. The things we could have done, blah, 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 blah. And Daniel Bryan grabs the mic and says, you're right. Everything that you've been saying, no matter how many times the fans have chanted yes for me, no matter how many times I've won matches, the machine, so to speak, has kept me down. And, basically told Bray Wyatt, I'm yours. Let me join the family. So very big moment for Daniel Bryan.
Well, they said let him join the family. Then he did the Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Ring to him.
Did
Then
the Sister
dragged him
Abigail? Yeah. Dragged him out of the ring and he walked back with them. He looked at the crowd who was chanting no and Daniel Bryan. And it appears that he joined them. So very big moment. What did you guys think about it? Because
I think that's when it comes to between them. I think that's probably like the best thing to do for them between them. Like, well, to help the Wyatts out too.
Yeah.
But I don't know where they're gonna go with Daniel Bryan. If it's like it's gonna be the same thing like Cena joining Nexus. He's forced to do these things and all that stuff, or he's forced to. Maybe he eventually likes it. I don't know. Because we thought that he's going to win the Royal Rumble, but they have talks about Batista winning the Royal Rumble, so
yeah,
we don't know.
How about you, Doug?
Well, my knee jerk reaction was I really didn't like it. I reserve that's again like my first impression of it.
Yeah.
Was I didn't like it. I reserve real judgment of it to see where we're going a little bit better with it. Because I think there's a number of possibilities they can do. It could be a ploy to take them over from the inside out. He could really turn heel. I don't know. There's definitely more than one way this can play out. I do think it's extremely foolish if they really do turn him heel.
Yeah.
If they really do turn him heel and they really do put him with the Wyatts and it's not a ploy to break the Wyatts up from the inside out, I think it's extremely foolish to kill your hottest baby. I know people think, oh, it's really cool to see Bryan because he's a hot act. It's really cool to see him with the other hot act, the Wyatts. Everyone loves all those guys. It's going to be cool for them together. I think it's pretty fucking stupid to kill your hottest baby face. I think there are better ways of elevating those guys.
Yeah.
As far as a ploy, I still have reservations about saying that him taking them on from the inside out. I think
He's just going to pick his moment.
See, I have a reservation of saying that's even a good idea because I feel like you're basically running the same angle with Punk in the Shield, and Punk is just basically like dismantling the Shield very easily without having to. So I feel like
turning them all against each other.
Yeah, so Bryan looks even worse by comparison because they're basically running the same angle, and he's doing it with ease to a trio who has been more dominant for much longer than the Wyatts have.
Right.
So how does that make Bryan look in comparison?
Yeah.
I have a lot of reservations about a lot of things that could be going on in this angle. So I'm hesitate to say anything's cool. To be honest, I really didn't like it. I don't know. I reserve final judgment to see what they actually do and how it really plays out. I don't think we know enough at this point. But I'm really hesitant. I don't know.
I'm with you. Like whenever I saw it, I was sort of like, is this really happening? Like, it was one of those twists that
I thought whenever he's like crawl to me and he was up on, I thought he was gonna low blow him, and I'd be like, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But no.
Or, you know, just anything. But yeah, it's kind of one of those like surreal moments. It's like you don't want to see the good guy give in to the bad. Like it's just it's a weird sight to see. It's weird hearing him say, "I'm yours, let me join the family." Like it's kind of one of those weird things. And I don't know. It's just
I don't understand.
It's weird because in the storyline with him and when he was versing Randy Orton in the Authority, he got his ass beat like all the time, but he never gave up. And he's sort of like giving his ass beat with the Wyatts and stuff, but this time he gave up.
And is it going to be one of those things where he's joining Bray Wyatt to go after Triple H and Stephanie and them, like, you know, to take down the Machine and the Authority? Is that why he's going to go with them and see what they can do? Or, you know,
I mean, I think it's another possibility.
Yeah, it brings up so many questions, and unfortunately we just don't have any answers right now because there's such a short amount of time that we got to see this segment happen. So it just leads to tons of speculation.
Literally nothing's happened since that. So
right.
yeah.
We have nothing to, you know, it's all speculation right now, and the only way to do it, which is smart, is to get people to tune in on Monday, see what's going to happen, which I felt that's something that's been missing for a while with Raw. Like, you never say, "Oh, dude, I have to know what's going to happen next week." Like, this is something where you're like, where are they going with this? I need to know, and I'm going to make sure that I don't miss Monday night whenever it comes on.
See, I don't know that I felt that was that compelling.
I mean, it wasn't that strong. Like, oh my God, I'm calling into work, I'm not missing this for the world. You know, it's not that big, but it's a step in that direction.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just don't like, Tyler was talking about, like, well, you know, he basically got cheated out of every legit shot he got by the Authority, and he never gave up. And basically, you know, he's had a rough time with the Wyatts because they've basically, you know, he's outnumbered and outgunned.
Mm-hmm.
But where the story lacks for me is like what motivation does he have to think? Because the reasoning he gave for joining them was that no matter what he did in the ring, no matter what the crowd wanted from him, that he was always screwed over. So how does joining the Wyatts change that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it brings up more questions than we have possible answers for. But
join our group so you can say cryptic things with us.
But it's definitely going to be interesting to see on Monday night. So we'll have to make sure you tune in for that and see what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Don't have any Q&A this week, but we do have one hot topic for you. It's actually a shameless plug from Victor. You know, for this Saturday, coming January 4th, NEFW Pro Wrestling and Mancini, I hope I'm saying that right, All-Star Boxing is presenting Against the Ropes. That's going to be taking place at 63 Park Avenue, West Springfield, Massachusetts. Go and check that out. Go and support your local wrestling. I think they said guest star is Shelly Martinez.
Yeah, I saw
that's
that
going to
on the
be
poster.
there. So so if you happen to be in the area for Massachusetts, go and check that out and have a good time. Let us know if there are any other shows in your area, and we can make sure to get
put
that
on our page, and we will give it a shameless plug.
Yeah. So all in all, good way to close out 2013. Good opening for 2014. Looking forward to the guests that we'll get to have on the interviews and new segments and
Bigger and better.
all kind of Urban Dictionary readings from A-Bear over here. So, yeah. For those of you who have just found us, we certainly do welcome you. We appreciate you checking us out.
Check out some of our older episodes or interviews with former guests.
All kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, we do. We really do appreciate the new people checking us out, but we are super appreciative to the people who've been with us for a long time and stick with us week in and week out. All those dudes, you know who you are. If you have a nickname, that kind of thing, you know we appreciate you guys.
Definitely. Or if you've given us a drawing or a belt, you know, cool dudes, very cool dudes. So make sure to post some questions for us on our YouTube page, WNS Video. Like I said, we're going to try and get some new video content on there for you to check out.
Or I guess we say your name in funny ways too.
Yes, I can butcher your name. It's awful. I'm sorry. It's WNS Video. You can also post a question on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, and you can check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. And we're also on iTunes, so make sure to subscribe to us by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're also on Twitter at WNS Podcast for the main site, WN Source.
These two guys are on Twitter on their personal accounts. You can go follow them, WNS_Daniel, Tyler_Abear, and we're also on Stitcher. So go over there and listen as well if you have an Android or if you just prefer their setup. And
Or even if you have an iPhone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I said Android or if you
Oh, sorry. Gotcha.
I know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Hey, whoa.
God,
Yo.
about to get mollywops. But, and if they send you an email asking you to rank us, please do.
Yeah.
And or maybe even without them having to email you. But,
Yeah.
whatevs.
Leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. We would certainly appreciate it. So there you go. Welcome to 2014 for the podcast crew. I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we'll catch you all next week.